Hey, it's Matt, your average gamer, and for this video, we're going to be doing my top 6 sword and shield builds for Elden Ring. I kind of made these pretty unique overall. I didn't do anything super OP. A lot of these are just really good and incredibly fun to use. We're going to start at number 6 with my all-faith shield build. Now, the concept for this one is quite simple. We're going to be using Flaming Strike. That's going to give us some extra damage on our sword. And then we're using the Brass Shield, which is probably the best medium shield in the entire game. Speaking of which, I didn't want to use the same shield for all these, for the medium ones. So I do end up using the Brass Shield twice. But for this video, if you see me use any other medium shields, just because I wanted to mix it up, you could always go back to the Brass Shield because the Brass Shield's guard boost is incredible for a medium shield. Since we're a faith build, we could also throw in different incantations. You're going to see me use Burn Flame here shortly as well. I do get grabbed later in this clip because I kind of forgot about his grab attack. Keep in mind when blocking, you cannot block grab attacks. That happens to me in phase 2. With that said, we're able to block physical damage significantly because we have 100% in terms of our physical defense on the shield. And of course, the guard boost is around 70 something. Gives us excellent opportunity to take minimal stamina damage. And of course, get in regular hits with the weapon, which will be on fire. And then if you want to switch to the giant seal I have here, we're using Burn Flame as well for some massive damage. You can throw in incantations as well. Anytime I run a faith build, I always like having incantations on hand because that gives you a lot more versatility and it makes it way more fun. This is where I get hit with the grab attack because I kind of just thought it was a regular hit when it came out at first, but then I forgot, yeah, he has a grab attack. Can't block those, end up taking some damage. Take a little bit more damage here, but it's okay. We'll get him, no problem. This is only Godric after all. And our regular hits are going to do decent damage with the broadsword in Flame Art Affinity with Flaming Strike, which will give you close to 700 AR in total. So your weapon's going to do decent damage. There you can see us block with the Brass Shield. Very impressive for a medium shield that's even able to block through that entire attack. Yeah, we didn't have much stamina left afterwards, but the fact that we could block pretty much all of one of his bigger attacks is pretty incredible, and it's a testament to how good the Brass Shield is. And this is a shield you can get very early in Elden Ring as well. It's a phenomenal shield. I believe it's dropped by like the Soldiers of Godric or something. But yeah, this is an amazing medium shield. Definitely pick this one up if you don't want to carry something that's too heavy. You only need 16 strength for it as well. Let's jump into equipment and stats. For equipment, we have the Flame Art Broadsword, plus 25 preferably. Of course, we have Flaming Strike on this. We have the Giant Seal. We have the Brass Shield, of course, plus 25 preferably. You can check out our armor set there. We have 52 poise. I think we broke 51 for all these. Fire Scorpion Charm, Godfrey Icon. We have the Great Shield Talisman for boosting guarding ability. Shard of Alexander, of course, for our Ash of War. And then we have the Flame Tier, Green Burst Crystal Tier. Let's jump into stats. And for stats on this build, of course, we're a faith build. We have 60 vigor, 22 mind, 28 endurance, 16 strength, 15 dexterity, 70 faith, golden vow, flame grant me strength, catch flame, and then we have burn flame as well. And the next one up here we have at number 5 is the Wait and Win build. This build is typically done with the Fingerprint Shield, but I avoided the Fingerprint Shield for this entire video because it's not really a sword and shield build. It's kind of just a cheese for the game, and it's a little bit too easy overall. So for this, I decided to go with the Mesmer Soldier's Shield, and then using the Rapier in Poison Affinity. And then we're using the Poison Flower Blooms twice, Ash of War. If you noticed early on, I did get a Rot proc on him, but it disappeared for some reason. I don't know if that has to do with the follow-up attack, which I got in, or whatnot, but anyway, the Rot ended up disappearing from him, even though Kindred of Rot's Exaltation procced long before I procced Poison the second time. Well, actually, it was the first time to proc Poison, but I meant proc Kindred's the second time. So yeah, it was a little weird that disappeared. Should have stacked. Rot and Poison typically stack, but yeah, it did disappear for some reason, and then I was able to proc Poison on him, and his health went down that way. Still not bad. You're just going to kind of wait, block, tick down the boss's HP. Try not to get hit as many times as I do. I was getting a little bit greedy, but overall you'll be able to block decent too. This shield, not too bad in terms of guard boost. Only a couple points below the Brass Shield. Once again, can be replaced with the Brass Shield because that's going to be the best medium shield. Still, this is a pretty good shield from the DLC in terms of physical blocking. Let's jump into equipment stats. And we have the Poison Rapier, plus 25 with the Poison Flower Blooms twice. We have the Giant Seal. We have Mesmer Soldier's Shield, plus 25 preferably. You can check out our armor set here. We hit 54 poise, part of the Rakshasa set there. Kindred of Rot's Exaltation, Ballistance Prosthesis, Great Shield Talisman. We have the Pearl Shield Talisman as well. And then we have the Green Burst Crystal Tier, Thorny Tier. We're using Sleeping Pots there. Let's jump into stats for this build. And we have 60 vigor, 20 mind, 28 endurance, 12 strength, 40 dexterity. We have 25 faith. We have 40 arcane. We had 54 poise for this build, and our buffs are going to be golden vow and flame grant me strength. And number 4, we have a bleed poke build. This is going to work with the sword lance, a little bit different than if you were to use the rot rapier and stuff, which is really amazing, obviously, because you get rot and bleed. But with the sword lance, we get a 147 bleed build up with our current build here, and then we're going to use the black steel great shield as our defense shield to pretty much block everything. This is a really good heavier shield from the DLC. And of course, we're able to block a decent amount and get in some bleed damage. We can of course poke with the sword lance, which is technically a thrusting sword, but these are sword and shield builds, and it's just a different type of sword. With that said, we're also using blood tax as our Ash of War to get in some bleed buildup, and if you need to heal back any HP, blood tax will give you some HP back, as well as it trains a little bit HP to you, which is awesome. With that said, this is a really good one, an awesome one that you can get a lot of bleed build up and a good amount of damage. It's a little bit of a different take where you can still get guard broken. It's still a little bit of a challenge to run this build. It's not too easy, but at the same time, of course, it has bleed, so it's going to be decently powerful as well. Keep in mind, if you have the stats, the levels, etc. for the fingerprint shield, you could run any of these with the fingerprint shield and turn it into total cheese, especially when you have bleed build up, rot, poison, etc. Even on the faith build, it's going to be super powerful. One of the best builds is to add the blasphemous blade with the fingerprint shield. I'll leave some more shield builds in the description below. I think the last video I did on them probably has the fingerprint shield. But a good replacement for me is either the brass shield or the black steel great shield from the DLC. I like both of these a lot. I really enjoy using them, and I feel like they're a good in-between where you can have a good amount of defense but still have to pay attention and occasionally get guard broken. We have the blood sword lance plus 25 preferably, with blood tax, any seal for buffs, the black steel great shield plus 25 preferably. You can check out the armor set here. We hit 58 poise. We have the white mask, of course. We have Lord of Blood's exaltation, Arsenal Charms +1, or Great Jar's Arsenal if you have it. Great Shield Talisman. We have the Shard of Alexander for our Ash of War. And then for our tiers, we have the Green Burst Crystal tier, Thorny tier. Let's jump into stats. And we have 60 vigor, 16 mind, 32 endurance. We have 35 strength, 25 faith. We have 40 arcane. We hit 58 poise. I mentioned that before. A good amount of poise for pretty much all of these. And our buffs are going to be Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength again. And at number 3, we have a Battlemage build. This is going to allow you to block. We're going to be using the Carrion Thrusting Shield. That's going to be awesome for this one. And then, of course, we're going to be using Moonveil too, which is the big damage component of this build. So, yeah, Moonveil, pretty amazing, of course. Gives you great magic and physical damage and poise damage as well. And then the Thrusting Shield, I actually put the Spinning Weapon Ash of War on that when Cold Affinity to give us some frost build up. And we get decent defense from these too. Once again, 70-something guard boost here. With Scholar's Shield, even more. Now, technically, I'm not casting for any damage. I am using Terra Magica and Scholar's Shield, so it's still a Battle Mage. Now, you could cast, but our intelligence is going to be around 40 and our dexterity around 40. We have to split our stats because of Moonveil. It's very much split between the two for physical damage and magic damage. Now, going back to the build itself, you can get in regular hits as well. That would be a good idea. I just want to show off the Ash a little bit. And then we got the Frost build up, of course, on the Carrion Thrusting Shield. Using that Spinning Weapon, Ash of War can build up that Frost. And then you get the debuff. You'll do more damage after that. And, of course, being able to block a lot, too. Scholar's Shield really helps with that. Let's jump into equipment and stats. And we have Moonveil +10 preferably. We have any staff you could really use for this build. We have the Cold Carrion Thrusting Shield with Spinning Weapon. We have any seal for buffs. Check out our armor set there. We hit 51 poise again. Magic Scorpion Charm. We have Verlana's Cameo, of course, for Moonveil. We have the Great Shield Talisman for our guard boost. We have the Shard of Alexander. And then for our tiers, we have the Magic tier, Faith tier. We were using Market Shackle there to stun the boss. Let's jump into stats. And for stats, we have 60 vigor, 18 mind, 30 endurance, 17 strength, 40 dexterity, 40 intelligence, 25 faith. We are using Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, Terra Magica to give us some extra damage, and Scholar's Shield for more guard boost and defense. And at number 2, we have Sword of Night and Flame is a beast. This is a really cool one. I love this one because we can block, get some defense, and take the opportunities to find windows to use the Sword of Night and Flame's beam. This is another kind of Battle Mage type one. The reason I love this is because the Sword of Night and Flame actually takes a decent amount of time to get off usually in terms of the beam and stuff. It takes a little bit, especially if you want the boost from Rolana's Cameo. With that said, though, there is a way around that by blocking, waiting for the correct windows, being able to get some defense, and then find your opportunities to use the Sword of Night and Flame for massive damage. And since we have a second here, I'm just going to say, if you're not subbed, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you like Elden Ring and Elden Ring builds, and if you like Souls content in general. Also, be sure to comment if you have any build requests, because I'm curious if you do have any builds that you want to see or weapons I haven't covered. Keep in mind, upcoming, I'm going to be covering Night Rain when that releases as well. So if you're going to be playing that, be sure to sub as well, because I'm going to be trying to come up with the best routes, things, everything you could use to kind of make the game a little bit easier. Going to work on that when it releases. All right, so there's the beam there. Good damage with that. I'm going to end up using the Ash more than blocking for this specific clip because I wanted to show off the damage, but we're using Scholar's Shield, so there you can see the stamina damage he did with one of his bigger attacks. Wasn't even that bad. We were able to block it fully pretty much, other than a little bit of gravity magic, and then get in another beam there, wait for a window, and take down Radahn very fast. Let's jump into equipment and stats. And for this, we have the Sword of Night and Flame, plus 10 preferably. We have the Meteorite Staff, or any staff. We have the Twin Bird Kite Shield to mix it up. We have the Giant Seal. Once again, the Brass Shield would be best. We have part of the Rakshasa set on. We hit over 51 poise. Magic Scorpion Charm. Rolana's Cameo. We have the Great Shield Talisman. Of course, we have the Shard of Alexander for that amazing Ash of War. Magic tier, Faith tier. Let's jump into stats for this one. And what do we have here? We have 60 Vigor, 20 Mind, 26 Endurance, 15 Strength and Dexterity, 60 Intelligence, 24 Faith. That's going to be 34 Faith when we use the Faith tier. It's going to give us 10 more levels. We have 52 Poise. We're using Golden Vow, Hala Shabiri, Terra Magica, and of course, Scholar's Shield too. And for the last one at number 1, we have a Stormblade Classic build. Now, this is a really good one. It does a lot of damage because we're going to be using Stormblade on our regular, I believe this is going to be the Lord Sword, Straight Sword. It's going to be in Cold Affinity 2 to give us some Frost build up. And Stormblade is incredible in terms of damage. It's really reliable too. And then, of course, you can go back to blocking, get in regular hits, and build up Frost. And the Brass Shield we're using again here because, yeah, it's the best medium shield. It's amazing. Tried not to use it for all the clips, but if you're going to go with a medium shield, you really can't go wrong with this one. It's going to allow you to block a lot. So we take a little bit of lightning damage on our blocks, but not too bad. We did get a Frost proc in there. Overall, though, we're able to defend a lot of these big hits from the Draconic Tree Sentinel and do a decent amount of damage to them in the process. Stormblade is going to be one of the best things that you could use when you're using a sword and shield build, because anytime you back off, you can use it, and when you're up close, just block and then get in regular hits, and you're basically getting a very reliable sword and shield build that has the ability to get up close, block, get in some damage, frost build up, as well as range too. Let's jump into equipment and stats. We have the Lord Sword Cold Straight Sword. We have it with Stormblade, of course. Eddie Seal for buffs. We have the Brass Shield. You don't need the requirements on the seal, so we went for a wait list if you're just using it for buffs. Enraged Divine Beast Talisman. We have the Pearl Shield Talisman, Great Shield Talisman, Shard of Alexander, and then for our tiers, we have the Green Burst Crystal tier and the Opaline Hard tier for this one. Let's jump into stats. And we have 60 Vigor, 18 Mind, 28 Endurance, 40 Strength, 40 Dexterity, and 25 Faith. I ran this on a little bit of a quality build. We have Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, and we hit a lot of poise for this one at 61. And thanks for watching this one. Thanks for tuning into my top 6 sword and shield builds. These are my most fun sword and shield builds that are also pretty strong builds too in Elden Ring and Elden Ring's DLC Shadow of the Erdtree. If you want to see more Elden Ring content, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see Night Rain content when that comes out, also be sure to subscribe. Also want to mention that I think after Night Rain's out, I know they have the one game coming out for the Switch. I wouldn't be surprised to see From Software announce another linear Souls game too. We're definitely due for something in that regard. I'll catch you guys in the next one.